I don't want anyone to talk about the night of June 3rd, all right? I don't want anybody to bring June 3rd up. Do you hear me?
I hear you, but I have to tell you, as you say that, everything in me is saying, talk about it. Talk about June 3rd. Just get it out.
Magnolias, moonlight, and mayhem, hidden secrets, desires, and shattered dreams. They're the hallmarks of a Tennessee Williams play. And they're all you can count on when Impro Theater of Los Angeles invents an entirely new play on the spot in the style of Tennessee Williams.
That is a very specific threat, Lorelei.
Improvised Tennessee Williams is just one of dozens of performances crammed into the 4 nights of the Asheville Improv Festival. Troops from Asheville and around the country are joining headliners with international stage and screen credits. The only common trait, everything will be made up on the spot, never to be performed again. It all happens May 6th through 9th. For details and tickets, go to AshevilleImprovFestival.com. Wake up, Asheville! I'm Matt Peiken, and this is your local newscast for Martes, el Cinco de Mayo. Buncombe County property owners have until 1 p.m. today to appeal their latest property value reappraisal. As of May 1st, more than 13,000 residents had filed appeals. The county says overall real property values rose about 50% in the new assessment. Property assessor Eric Kreger says anyone who believes their value is inaccurate or finds errors on their record card should submit an appeal, even if supporting documents come later. The reappraisal was delayed a year by Tropical Storm Helene. Tax rates will be set later this summer. You can read more about this in the Citizen Times. North Carolina has lifted its statewide burn ban in most counties after recent rainfall reduced wildfire risk. The North Carolina Forest Service ended the ban Sunday morning for 81 counties, citing about an inch or more of rain, higher humidity, and better overnight moisture. But 19 counties, mainly in the Triad and surrounding Piedmont, remain under restrictions because conditions are still too dry. Officials say drought developed over a long period and will take time to ease. Campfires are allowed in many areas, but national forests and some local jurisdictions still have limits. Read more at 828 News Now. Federal and local officials are stepping up efforts to address violent crime in Asheville. U.S. Attorney Russ Ferguson met last week with federal agencies, Asheville Police, the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, and community and housing leaders to coordinate strategies. Ferguson said violence, quote, steals futures, especially when young people are drawn into gangs, and called a recent spike in violent crime troubling. He says the goal is to disrupt gang activity and reduce youth recruitment. Police data show violent crime and homicide declined in 2025, while property crime rose modestly. Read more about this at 828 News Now. Hurricane Helene didn't just damage buildings, it disrupted the social networks many people rely on to stay sober. In Buncombe County, musicians John and Cinnamon Kennedy have long distributed naloxone to clubs and venues. After the storm, many of those spaces closed. Kennedy worries that means more people are using alone. He said, quote, just the ability for people, like a church service, like a job, to show up and come in and be able to check on everyone has been lost. Providers report treatment disruptions and relapses as housing and transportation remain unstable. Read more about this at the Assembly NC. And after Helene, Asheville set aside just $3 million of a $225 million federal recovery grant for home repairs. A news story at Blue Ridge Public Radio answers questions about their recent investigation into this. The $3 million will cover just 8 households. They're classified as Phase 1 Priority 1, meaning they earn less than 60% of the area median income and are elderly, disabled, or have children. At least 87 households meet that priority level, and more than 120 approved applicants are waitlisted and won't receive repairs under current funding. The city also budgeted nearly $15 million for administration and planning, the maximum allowed. That includes staff time, consulting fees, and developing and overseeing the Recovery Action Plan. Read more about this at BPR. Our free newsletter is a quick local news digest, essentially this newscast in written form. Subscribe at wakeupavl.transistor.fm. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at wakeupavl. And please share this podcast with your Asheville friends. I'm Matt Peiken. Thanks so much for starting your weekdays with Wake Up Asheville.